So they released an interesting article, 9 signs that the United States and NATO are preparing for war. Now, I personally, from where I'm sitting and watching and seeing everything going around in the world, how do you not know that everyone's preparing for war? I mean, it's in front of your face. Conscription, preparations of bunkers, hospitals prepping in France, all these things are in the news if you bother to look. But still, it was an interesting article, so let's run through them. Number one, he says Keith Kellogg told Fox News that President Trump has given Ukraine authorization to conduct long-range missile strikes deep inside Russian territory. So, poke the bear with Trump's go-ahead. Number two, according to the Wall Street Journal, the Pentagon is asking firms that produce missiles for the US military to double or quadruple production rates immediately. Why would you need that unless you were going to need that weaponry very shortly? Number three, it's been confirmed that the US is strongly considering sending long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. Number four, Denmark is suddenly calling up hundreds of reservists. Number five, NATO forces in the Baltic Sea are in a state of enhanced vigilance. Number six, French hospitals are instructed to prepare for mass casualties by March 2026. Now, I love it when they put a date to it or a timeline, because then you know there's a planning phase in play currently. Number seven, Germany is preparing to treat up to 1,000 wounded troops per day. Number eight, Tuesday, President Trump, the Secretary of War, and every general and admiral in the military gathered at a military base in Virginia. We'll touch on that shortly. Number nine, a fleet of US tankers made the long journey across the Atlantic Ocean. 2025 has literally been a year of war and rumors of war. The vast majority of the population still not prepared or in the mood to know what's coming next. A nightmare scenario playing out in front of everyone's eyes, but even at this late hour, most people are still sleeping. So the latest articles that are noteworthy in line with this is Russia's foreign minister warns the United Nations that any aggression against Russia will meet a decisive response. In the fiery address to the United Nations General Assembly, Sergei Lavrov issued the stark warning to NATO and the EU on Wednesday, vowing a decisive response to any aggression against his country amidst escalating tension over alleged airspace violations. What if the Nephilim are just causing the chaos to get everyone to start shooting? Russian foreign minister says Moscow is in a real war with NATO and Europe. As the war in Ukraine enters the fourth year, rhetoric from Moscow has reached fever pitch, with Sergei Lavrov accusing NATO and the European Union of waging a real war against Russia. The stark declaration came amid shifting signals from Washington, where Donald Trump pivoted from calls for a quick diplomatic end to the conflict to bolder visions of Ukrainian victory and territorial restoration. A complete turnaround. Pete Hegseth tells top generals no more identity months, DEI officers, dudes in dresses, and climate change worship. Instead, prepare for war. From this moment forward, the only mission of the newly restored Department of War is this: war fighting. Hegseth declared with his tone resolute as he addressed the assembled generals and admirals. Preparing for war. Trump tells hundreds of generals that the military should be used to fight the enemy within. He delivered his remarks with characteristic fervor, emphasizing the need to quell threats that are eroding the nation's fabric from inside. At the heart of the speech, Trump repeated the invocation of the enemy within, a phrase he used to encapsulate what he sees as rampant urban decay and lawlessness. It was important to quell the enemy within, he declared. According to attendees, this rhetoric was echoed with his past criticisms of political opponents, media figures, and protesters, appearing to signal a willingness to deploy military resources for domestic policing. Something you'll get used to really fast in the New World Order. A move that sparked immediate debate amongst defense experts and civil liberties advocates. Trump went further, singling out specific cities of the crisis that he wants to address: San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, as very unsafe places, vowing decisive action. He also made threats towards Russia. Russia stages nationwide nuclear war alarm test amidst mounting World War III fears after Trump's nuke warning. Russia staged the test after Trump warned Putin that the US has more nuclear weapons than any other country. Sirens blared with loudspeaker announcements across Russia's 11 time zones, part of a system designed to warn the population in the event of war or a chemical or biological attack. TV and radio broadcasts were interrupted. Russians were told what to do if the sirens sounded in real instance. It'll be used in the cases of freak weather incidents as well. Going to be a lot of those in the tribulation. The broadcast urged citizens to remain calm and don't panic. Isn't it hilarious how they always say remain calm, don't panic, just about when you should be panicking. Don't turn on anything else. Listen to the Access channel or the radio. Listen for information. The drill came after US President Donald Trump boasted about his country's nuclear capabilities in a chilling warning to Putin. Wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, distress of nations, chaos. That describes last week, Tuesday. No, but on a serious note, that describes 2025, the setup for what lies ahead, which will be a time such as never been before or will never be seen again. Get busy while we're still here. Share the reason for the hope that is within you with those who are still in darkness, so that the Holy Spirit can guide them into the glorious light. That is Jesus Christ. Shalom.